So Darren may not be the best person to help me with my love of life, but luckily, Allison Berry, who hosts Fox Firepower on Fox News, came up with some good Valentine's Day gift suggestions. And we're basically going to pretty much rip off her ideas. You may want to write some of these down. So, for women, Weatherby's Vanguard Camellia Rifle. I don't know if I'm necessarily too familiar with it, but it's a hunting rifle designed especially for women.
Well, there's a reason that you don't know it real well is because it is a hunting rifle.
Oh, very funny. And whose fault is that?
Well, I was supposed to take you hunting this year.
You were.
I always keep my word, and I didn't get you out for deer this year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Every time I have a guest on here, we're talking about hunting. I'm the one left in the dark because my experience is limited because somebody refuses to actually take me hunting. But hey, I'm not holding it against you, man. It's cool.
Okay. So I will get you out this year, guaranteed. I hate that I didn't last year. What's cool about this gun, I have to say, is that a lot of gun manufacturers, when they design a gun for a woman, literally just paint it pink or something.
Pretty much.
Obviously, there are lots of women out there who just don't like pink. This really is a complete redesign for women, generally based around the stock dimensions and how the stock works for the body. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty impressed.
I'm going to say something a bit controversial.
Yeah.
I take back the whole notion that women don't like pink because, on the contrary, I think it's synonymous to when it comes to asking a woman if she wants to go eat, what does she want to eat? I've heard women say, I can't stand the pink, and then see a pink gun and just completely gush over it. And then, then you have other women who love anything that's not pink, can't stand anything that's pink. So I don't know. I think there's a bit of a divide there. I think there's a group of women who absolutely love pink guns because when you say guns, first thing they say, I want a pink one. I want a pink one. They don't talk like that, but and then of course you have on the other side a group of women who are kind of like they go out of their way to hate pink guns, anything and everything that has to do with pink when it comes to firearms. So I think there's a bit of a divide in that regard.
And I'm not saying there isn't a demand for the pink gun. There clearly is because they're being made for a reason because they are selling. But what's cool about Weatherby in this case is they went well beyond that. Now, this is not a pink gun. It's blued or some sort of black finish, and it has a wood stock. But it really is a total redesign for the woman's body. So I had not seen that out of a traditional hunting rifle company before.
Uh-huh.
And so it is pretty cool, pretty unique. Length of pole is shorter. The grip's narrower, so it fits the hand better. The comb is higher because of the way the cheekbone structure is. They really thought about this. It's pretty neat. So maybe I'll have you shoot this since you're probably going to act like a woman. If that's speaking of controversial. That's probably controversial. But
did you write that? Did you write that joke down before you said it?
No. Yeah. But I'm going to have you shoot this gun when we go hunting because I guess the act like a woman thing. I mean, I know a lot of women who are harder hunters than I am, but I can see you.
Had a couple of them on the show.
Huh?
Had a couple of them on the show.
Yes, that is true. But I see you, and we've talked about this, as getting extremely squeamish in that stereotypical role when it comes to processing and cleaning whatever beast we might kill.
I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to blood, I am a bit squeamish, but only when it's when it's my blood. As far as other people's animals and stuff, doesn't really bother me. But for some reason, my blood, then we might have a problem. So.
All right. Well, we're going to put that to a test soon.
Okay. Fair enough.
So another thing. So, we've talked to, you and I have both talked to one of the other items on this list is that 511 Lucy Tote on this cool thing that Fox News put together. Most of it gun related or at least cool item related. But, 511's making some pretty neat stuff, some pretty cool stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be a handbag designer anytime in this lifetime for me. But, this bag from 511 looks pretty cool. And as you and I preach when we do talk to women about carrying guns, and one of the common places for them to carry is their purse.
Yes.
They have to have a dedicated pocket for that gun.
Absolutely.
But this bag actually looks pretty cool. And it is designed with those features in mind so that they know they have instant access to that gun and don't have to dig around for a gun, don't have to worry about things getting stuck in the trigger guard and potentially discharging a revolver that should never discharge and that sort of thing. So that bag, it's the Lucy Tote 511 is the next thing on the Fox News list for women.
I think I know a lot of girls that they'll carry a gun in their purse. just because it's so hard for them to carry them on their body. So that's why I'm not dead set against off-body carry, because I know there are a lot of guys out there in the industry who are just, they bemoan the idea of carrying a gun off-body or in a bag or something of that sort. And but I mean, what do you do when you're not really in a position to carry on your body? You got to carry something. You got to carry somewhere. I'd rather them have it than not. So
sure.
You know,
and for a woman, it's just, I mean, the options are obviously very limited. You mentioned it, but one thing I'll advise, and then we're going to get to the more important list, the list of stuff that women should be buying guys, because everybody can check this out on Fox News website. And it's the top tactical Valentine's Day gifts for women. And then we'll get to the more important stuff for us. But, you know, I think women really, really, really need to go to the range and practice drawing from their bag.
I agree.
That
I absolutely
just doesn't
agree.
happen enough. If I was carrying in a bag like that, I wouldn't do it either enough. But, I mean, women really need to focus on running courses of fire, drawing from their bags so they really get accustomed to it. Figure out what the gun might hang up on, or the sight's catching on a zipper in the pocket, et cetera, et cetera. So now let's get to the guy stuff.
Let's get to the guys. Hold on, no, you skipped over the tightest pants, man. You can't skip over the tightest pants.
5'11", again, making good stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, look. There's an. I honestly believe. I live in Dallas right now. I honestly believe that no women in Dallas own anything other than yoga pants, because that's all they wear, everywhere. Now, look at my face. I'm not complaining. However, I have seen a lot of women kind of come into some issues when it comes to going to the range and having to wear yoga pants, because they're not exactly conducive in a traditional sense to going to the range and shooting. So, but I think 5'11" stepped in and tried to kind of basically fix that issue by coming up with some tactical 5'11" yoga pants. And like, again, I'm not complaining. So I think that's pretty dope.
5'11's doing some super cool stuff with, clothes, apparel. I mean, they a few years back decided to sort of alter their course a little bit from specifically the macho law enforcement guy to more of the cool, younger shooting population. Obviously, the fastest growing portion of that being women.
Yep,
so they're doing well.
All right, so now let's go to the more, how do you say? I don't want to say more important, but we benefit from this list more so than the women do in that sense. I honestly didn't know that women actually got men gift on Valentine's Day. I thought Valentine's Day was just a day designed to bleed men of everything that they own monetarily and emotionally. So as far as I'm concerned, this is all new to me. So go ahead and break me into this list of stuff for men that women can get.
Let's just say if Valentine's Day was a Vegas, it would have shut down a long time ago because only one side's winning. So I mean, and on a major scale. So Vegas always wins in the long run, but sometimes you just don't know it. Valentine's Day, I think you're right. Mostly it's the other side winning, but this woman who wrote for Fox News tried to do us some good, and came up with a list of some pretty cool stuff. She talked about the Resco watch.
Yep, which I'm a fan of. I don't own one myself, but I am a fan of them.
Well, I know because you're a watch freak that you actually looked at this when you saw the list, because so one of my real good friends, George, who just got out of the SEAL teams, I was shooting with him all last week in Phoenix, and he was wearing one. And it was really cool. And his buddy actually started the company. So from what I know, it was an ex-SEAL who started this company, and the selection is amazing. So it's like Resco Instruments is what can be searched to find those. And definitely get your significant other to look at a watch for you. I mean, they're a little pricey. I think $2,200-$2,300. There's some less expensive ones, but
the watch game is an interesting one. If you don't know much about them, on the surface, you're wondering why you're paying $2,000 to $5,000 for a watch that looks as, in their mind, basic as this particular diver's watch looks. So,
Right. No, it's as you know, the internal workings of watches can become extremely complex.
Yep.
I think Bubba Watson's watch that he wears in the PGA Tour is like a $720,000 watch or something like that, and he wears it. It's I don't know, David Mill or something like that. But anyway, he wears it just to show that watch can withstand as much stress as put on it by his crazy left-handed swing.
Yep. We gotta go through these a little bit faster because we're coming up on some time here. So let's.
One of the cool things to that tensile tree tent, that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm not about that life. I'm not sleeping in a tree
very often. I know you don't go into the woods very often, but you could hang this wherever you might be. inside the city, but tent style. It's tent and it's SILE. Pretty cool. It's a 2-person tent you hang from a tree. What's nice about that is you get it off the ground. One of the hardest things, if you actually do ever go into the woods, is finding a level place for a tent that, you know, actually accommodates your body for a couple days if you're going to stay in a certain place. So I have no idea how this works.
I don't either. I don't trust the support system, to be honest with you.
Hey, you're only going to be a few feet off the ground, so if you do fall, it's just going to be a rude awakening at the most.
So then just lay on the ground.
No, you got to understand the complexities of laying on pine cones, rocks, uneven ground, slopes, whatever else. So this makes it easy for you. The next thing is the half-face blades. Okay. So that was another thing that she had listed there. My buddy Seal owns that company. I don't know. This woman has some similar connections. Yeah, she has another friend of ours.
You probably fed her the list.
Well, you'd think kind of, maybe. But so half-face blades, super cool. What Andrew A. is doing there, building knives. He's making little works of art, and it's a young enough company right now that he's not charging $10,000 for his knives. So that's something people need to check out. And he's making some super cool stuff.
All right, let's pick these last two off real quick, just because we're literally out of time.
Hit 'em. Hit 'em.
So what do we have? We have the Jason Bourne Worthy bag, as she called it, which is the hideout black backpack from Grey Ghost. And let's see here. And then we have the Beyond A3 transition shirt.
That thing's cool.
Yeah,
I just looked at that.
I have a piece or two from Beyond, and so far the quality is pretty good from what I've.
Well, that thing's $85 right now. I think I'm gonna have to grab one when I get off with you.
Because the Beyond ain't cheap. And then of course from our brother from another mother, the Dynamis 1.5-inch Lopro belt.
That thing's super cool.
Yeah, the thing's. I have one myself, so I can attest to the quality and the design of that belt. But with that though, we gotta go, man. We only had you on for 2 segments. Sorry.
I know, and it's been too long. I appreciate it. Look forward to getting back on and talking about passage of the Hearing Protection Act or something political like that. Absolutely. Valentine's Day makes me nervous.
Man, I'm single, so I don't have those problems. So, you have a good time, and you enjoy yourself tonight, and take it easy, man.
You too, buddy.
All right. So, coming up next, some Valentine's Day eye candy from Kimber.